How to use the PECS system. This system is a language augmentative system. The very first step is always to observe the learner long enough to discover what some reinforcing items could work with the training. Initially start training with a repertoire of just a few pictures. The only requirement is that the pictures are relevant to their life and learning environment and are reinforcing enough to work. This presentation takes information from the organization known as AFFIRM, Autism-Focused Intervention Resources and Modules. They offer a short module about PECS, which is filled with useful pages that you can download for free, and afterwards you get a certificate for completion. These abridged notes are adapted from their resources. The 6 phases summarized are: Phase 1, teaching the physical assisted exchange. Phase 2, expanding spontaneity. Phase 3, simultaneous discrimination of pictures. Phase 4, building sentence structure. Phase 5, responding to what do you want? And Phase 6, commenting. Initially in response to a question and later spontaneously. I'll go over these in detail. Phase 1. The setup begins with the child in between 2 teachers, within arm's length of each other. Place a picture between the learner and the teacher holding the reward, which is represented on the picture. The teacher providing physical assistance should position themselves behind the learner. Team members helping the child to learn how to accomplish physically assisted communication via picture exchange should consistently take on their respective roles of communicative partner and helper, otherwise known as prompter, until later phases. In subsequent phases, other helpers and communicative partners are added. Step by step. 1. Have the communicative partner present a reinforcing item to the child. When the child reaches for the item, the helper physically interrupts their reach. They gently redirect the learner to pick up the picture or symbol instead. After the learner has the picture in their hands, the helper assists the learner to place it in the open hand of the communicative partner. The partner responds to the learner by saying the name of the singular item only once it is in their hands. After verbalizing what it is, promptly reward them with it. Note: if the learner does not show interest in the available reinforcer, try presenting it to them again. You can entice them by playing with the item, but refrain from using any verbal cues. Over time, gradually reduce the amount of hand-over-hand assistance given by the helper, so that few or no prompts are needed for the learner to initiate and complete an exchange. The last prompt to be faded is the open hand gesture that the communicative partner initiates. Phase 2. Many elements of the routine established in Phase 1 remain the same. Use 1 picture, no verbal prompts. Helper is on standby to assist as necessary while actively fading prompts. Increase the number and variety of reinforcer items to prevent the student from losing interest. Increase communicative partners and environments, more in different contexts. This helps to generalize their skills. During Phase 2, a new goal is that the learner should seek out the communication book in order to request items. Therefore, increase the distance to the communicative partner and increase the distance between learner and communication book. Communicative partner can use the expectant look, which is raised eyebrows while also hunching shoulders and raising arms to convey the message, "What do you want?" Begin the next phase when the learner can independently travel to and from the communication book to a communicative partner to initiate an exchange on a consistent basis and is requesting at least 4 different items. Phase 3. Increase learners' ability to discriminate between items. To begin, put 2 pictures on the communication book cover. 1 picture should be a known, highly reinforcing item or an item appropriate for the situation. The second picture is a non-preferred or unrelated item. If the learner gives the picture or symbol of the undesirable item to the communicative partner gives the learner the item without any social reaction. For learners having trouble discriminating between pictures, initiate the 4-step error correction procedure. This is: first, model. Tap the correct picture. Then practice. Open hand near the desired picture. Switch or hide. To distract the learner, you turn the communication book away from view, and then repeat. Try again by presenting both pictures. Troubleshooting discrimination. You can increase contrast, size, change the image, glue it to a block for easier manipulation, etc. Eliminate any of these extra strategies implemented over time. Once the learner can discriminate between two pictures and symbols, add more. The next step is for the student to correctly choose between two items that are equally reinforcing. Begin the next phase when the learner can independently discriminate between 12 to 20 pictures or symbols, between 3 symbols shown at once, and travels to and from the communication book to initiate an exchange. How to do a correspondence check. Present 2 preferred items on the book cover. When the learner chooses one picture or symbol, do not give the item, do not name the item, offer both items and say, "Go ahead, show me," or "Here." If the learner takes the item corresponding with the picture, name it, give praise, and allow access. If the learner reaches for the other item, block access and begin the 4-step error correction procedure. Phase 4. Building sentence structure. Introduce the sentence strip. Place the I want or I and want symbols on the left side of the sentence strip. When the learner begins to take a picture or symbol off the communication board, the communicative partner immediately guides the learner to place the symbol or picture next to the I want symbol on the sentence strip. Take the entire strip off of the book and give the strip to the communicative partner. The communicative partner reads the sentence, "I want," pause briefly, and name item, while pointing to the picture. Hold the sentence strip near your face while reading it to promote eye contact. Give them the item. Afterwards, the communicative partner places the sentence strip and the pictures back onto the communication book. Note: after reading "I want," but before naming the requested item, the communicative partner should pause. Any attempt to vocalize during the pause should be reinforced immediately by providing the learner with the desired item. Use backward chaining to gradually fade physical assistance. The learner should use the sentence strip throughout the day for all requests. If the learner has trouble directing his or her gaze to the communicative partner, returning to the 2-person training system might help. The communicative partner should keep his or her head down and avoid looking at the learner when they approach with the sentence strip. The point is for the learner to get your attention. The helper on standby can assist the learner in tapping the communicative partner's shoulder. Begin the next phase when the learner independently uses the I want symbol to complete communicative exchanges, and when the learner is able to point to the pictures and symbols on the sentence strip themselves. Phase 5. The goal of Phase 5 is for the learner to increase initiations and for them to answer questions like, "What do you want?" To begin teaching the learner to respond to questions, try "What do you want?" using a 0-second delay. This means when you ask the question, simultaneously point to the I want card. The learner should complete the sentence strip with the I want picture and follow through with the exchange. As the learner demonstrates ability to complete the sentence strip and exchange, increase the interval between asking the question and pointing to the card. Gradually fade the pointing cue once the learner can beat the prompt. Check. Start the next phase when the learner can respond to the question without pointing, and when the learner initiates requests without prompting. Phase 6. The goal of Phase 6 is for the learner to use labeling and naming. A concept like "I see" is added to the front of the communication book along with a picture to represent the item being used and the sentence strip. The communicative partner holds up the selected training item and asks, "What do you see?" and points to the "I see" symbol in the book with a zero delay strategy. If the learner does not pick up the "I see" symbol, the communicative partner physically assists the learner to pick it up and place it on the sentence strip. The communicative partner then waits 5 seconds to see if the learner will select the picture or symbol of the item while holding the physical item. If they do, say, "Yes, you see a," and name the item, and provide the learner with a reinforcer. If the learner does not place the picture on the sentence strip, the communicative partner should assist the learner in doing so. Repeat with a new item, and fade cues as quickly as possible, as in previous phases. Try different questions, such as, "What do you want? What do you hear? What do you have?" Thereafter, place the "I see" symbol below the "I want" symbol in the upper left corner of the communication book, or so on. If the learner uses the "I want" symbol with a picture or symbol, the communicative partner provides the learner with the requested item. If the learner uses the "I see" symbol, the communicative partner provides a verbal acknowledgement. This marks the transition from tangible to social reinforcers. To encourage a learner to comment without being questioned first, create interesting environmental events and fade questions. Check. All phases conclude when learner makes spontaneous requests and comments. In conclusion, I will add a quick troubleshooting guide. Not making progress? Check this list. Do the preferred items or reinforcers need to be changed? Are selected items motivating to the learner? Do additional reinforcers need to be added? Is the correct level of prompting or physical assistance being used? Does the learner need to address skills acquired in a previous phase? Has each team member been trained to use PECS? Are you sure PECS is being used with fidelity, that is, consistently? That is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.